Glub.
Hi, I'm Andy,
And I'm Roger,
and welcome to The Middle,
where we try to have thoughtful conversations
about awkward topics.
on our search to find the middle.
We're going to give you last week's news today. So it's
It's a slogan, we should put it on the t-shirt.
Stop touching her!
I am tonight announcing my candidacy.
Taylor Swift.
Look, my biggest issue with marriage is that I think that it's a fundamentally flawed institution that is built on the oppression of women.
I will not be lectured about sexism and misogyny.
Having truly rational conversations about controversial issues is risky these days.
Andy, how you doing?
Yeah, we're a little bit lo-fi right here, recording on our phones.
It's Pirate Radio.
So we have our guest, Cordale Dingus, back on.
Swear to God, if you say my name wrong one more time.
Okay, Cordale.
Welcome back, Cordell.
I thought it would be a good idea to get a Gen Alpha perspective on the election. So, Cordale, rate out of 10 the following presidents: Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Obama, probably an 8. He's just normal, unlike literally everyone else. Joe Biden, 20 out of 10 for all the memes.
20 out of
Biden
10.
fan.
Donald Trump, I guess 7 out of 10.
Oh, no. 7.
Oh, that's 7 too high for your father.
For the Aiden Ross live stream, and for putting the fries in the bag. And then I forgot who else the other person was. But,
Kamala?
yeah, probably like 0. Because I
Ooh.
don't think a single person actually knows who she was before that. Yeah, she's really just she's weird.
She's weird.
She's like she's less weird than Joe Biden, but like
You like Joe Biden. He gave him
she's
20
just
out
like
of
a
10.
background character.
An
NPC.
NPC?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Andy. Your own son has given Kamala Harris a 0 out of 10. That's the results are in. If only Biden stayed in, he'd be 20 points up. 20 out of 10, man. You can't beat that. You know, here's the deal. This kind of guy I like to smack in the ass.
You're sad about Joe Biden.
Yeah, because all
Oh.
the memes are gonna be gone.
Well, and so, like, when Joe Biden says something, how does he say it? Give me your best Joe Biden impression.
Yeah, it's a pretty good impression.
So, what do you and Donald Trump? What's the what's your deep analysis of the situation, Cordale?
Well, I think he's trying to win people by doing funny things or like trying to appeal to the younger audience. Like by like working at McDonald's, doing a live stream.
Cordell, we've been on the road talking to lots of different people from both the Republican side and the Democratic side. And something that I wouldn't mind a Gen Alpha take on is whether you believe in the deep state. Have you heard of the deep state?
No.
They are meant to be a shadowy underworld figure that control everything in America behind the scenes. And actually, the politicians that you see, such as Biden and Trump, they're all just puppets. What do you think about that?
Do
you think that's true?
That's sounding like another flat Earth conspiracy theory.
Hey, Cordale, where did you go just then? Are you still
What do
in?
you
Well, you broke up there. Are you still in the room?
Yeah.
I think it's the deep state interfering with his signal, Andy. Not letting him answer the question because he's getting too close to the truth. We lost him.
All right. Okay, let's wrap this one up. Roger, give me 5 good things that happened this week that don't relate to the US election.
Well, actually, one of the good things was election adjacent. So this is actually a conversation that I overheard at the Democratic Watch Party, and it was two Americans talking about whether they preferred an Aussie sausage roll, or an Aussie pie. And it was the clumsiest manhandling of a food item ever. But I just found it so endearing. Like, they just approached it with that American positivity, and like they were actually having fun with it. And I just thought, hey, you know, like, we're so used to in Australia feeding off the entrails, the cultural entrails of what America leaves us. And it was just nice to see two Americans talking about Australian culture. We can start small with meat pie and sausage roll. So that was my highlight. What about you?
Well, I'm going to give two, and that is to say that, you know, for all the discussions we had about betting odds and the US election, we had a 100-to-1 horse win the Melbourne Cup. So I think that's notable. And by the way, that was a real like experience to watch that and see how less and less people care about the Melbourne Cup.
What do you think that is?
I just think people don't give a shit about horse racing anymore.
But you don't think it's the animal rights thing?
I think that feeds into it, but I think it's just generally like it's like the new generation, younger people, more and more younger people, and people who, you know, new migrants, you know, don't care about the Melbourne Cup, and I find myself caring less and less about the Melbourne Cup at the same time. So it's that, you know, which
maybe we're missing a beat though, Andy. Though, like, maybe if we did the same thing we did for the US election watch party, and we went to Melbourne Cup, we did our interviews, we got amongst the tents and the different marquees, I think we'd have a good time.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not so sure, but I do want to give one more, which is Wayne Bennett has rejoined officially, started his first week back at the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Wow. And I must say, Wayne Bennett is only 74, which means he's got at least another good 4 years in him before he reaches the prime of Donald Trump at 78.
Before he can run for the highest office in the country.
Yeah. So arguably his best years are still ahead of him. So let's hope that holds true for the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Doesn't that make you feel good as a man that there's, you know, the best is yet to come for all of us?
Oh God, I hope so.
What I don't understand about horse racing, I don't understand a lot of things about horse racing, but you know how luckily this year no horses fell over, broke their legs, and had to be put down. But that usually happens. You know, it's not uncommon.
What about Joe Biden?
But okay, so these are very expensive horses, right? And some of them, you know, are put out to pasture after they finish their career so that they can breed. So my question is, like, why do you have to shoot them after they fall? Couldn't you just keep them and, you know, use their sperm for inseminating?
Some like
just like a jerk machine.
Hold it upright in some kind of like, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking like the Matrix when they're in those pods or whatever.
Yeah, just like put out to pasture, but in a more automated way, like a milking machine.
Okay, all right. This imagery is not working for me right now. Yeah. No, I think we've got to get to 5. Can we get to 5? Do you think?
You want some more good stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I think that I'll talk to one. Maybe it's a shame that Cordale had to be cancelled by the deep state and his feed is no longer. But Anthony Albanese just announced that they will be banning 16-year-olds and under from social media in Australia. So while I have conceptual reservations with it, as a parent who's going to have to deal with that, I do very much chalk that up to a win.
Cordale, if you're back online, we need one good thing that happened this week to round the episode off.
Okay, not this week, but I got butterfly knife and a karambit.
That's not a real knife, by the way.
Father of the year over here.
Just for the-
Cordell, after you finish showing us your knife collection, can you take us to your gun rack?
Just to be clear, they're not real knives. All I can say is Wayne Bennett, 2028.
And Cordell, when you grow up and you're able to vote in an election, don't be seduced by an orange man handing you chips through a drive-through. That's all. That's the lesson you should take out of this election cycle.
Any final words, Cordell?
Blub.
Blub. Okay, perfect note to end. All right, over and out.